Okay, so what's up guys? Today we are going to be replacing the serpentine belt. This is the belt that drives the water pump, air conditioner, and the alternator on the 2012 to 2015 Chevy Sonic 1.8s. The turbo models are set up a little bit differently. Okay, so let's get into this. First thing you want to do before you even think about jacking it up is make sure, if it's a manual, even if it's not, make sure the emergency brake is on and locked on. If it is a manual, make sure it is in gear. That way you can lock in the front wheels. That way when you take the front tire off, it's a little bit easier. You're also going to need the new serpentine belt, which is going to be, I got this one at Advanced for, I think it was $25. It was a 3-year warranty belt by Dayco and CarQuest, and the part number is going to be 5060613. Alright, so with that being said, once the car is in gear and the emergency brake is locked, you're going to want to jack the car up. I'm even using the spare tire jack just to show you bare minimum stuff if this happens on the side of the road or something like that. You may not have a jack stand with you, but as a caution, always use or try to use a jack stand to help support just in case the jack fails. That way you don't have a almost 4,000 pound car crash into you, because that is definitely going to hurt. So next thing you want to do, you're going to want to use a 19mm or the flat repair socket to take off your lug nuts. And then once you have all those off, the only tools you're going to need to do this is you're going to need about a flathead screwdriver. You're going to need a 1/2-inch wrench, box end wrench, or a 1/2-inch socket if you have one of the small low profile ones, and preferably some kind of bar if your wrench is a standard wrench size, because you're going to need it for the leverage, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, once that's done, you go ahead, pull the wheel off, set the wheel over here to the side. Next thing you have is, you can see the inside, you got the brake system all set up, all the brake, suspension. Now the thing you're going to have to pay attention to though is there's going to be 4 little tabs in here. There's going to be one right here, one right here, one right there, and one right here. Now this is when the flathead screwdriver comes into play. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to pry up on it from both ends so it's even, and then pull back. And then once you pull it back, basically the only thing that locks it in is this clip right here and this. So you take those two out. Same thing with this bottom one. Pull in, get your finger behind the other end, and then pull out. And you're going to do that with all 4 of them, including the ones over here. Get in behind it. Pull them out. With all those done, I'm going to take this plastic, pull this down, and I mean, you can take it apart from down here. There's actually 2 little Allen key holes down there in the bottom. But what I would just do, I basically, since it's rubber and it's still warm outside, you can flex it. So I just basically push it down until it basically holds itself across the ground. You can see little mounting tabs for it. If it's brittle, it will break though. So And then if you look down in there, you'll see the belt's all chewed up. So basically you got the crank pulley, AC, with the water pump up there, tensioner pulley, and then the alternator is up here. So now this is where the wrench and the extension are going to come into play, because and then so but yeah, so then what you want to do is you're going to take the box end, come up underneath there, and then basically just lock it up on there, and then you get the extension, try to lock that there, and you'll see the belt will actually have slack in it when you pull it back. So you basically just pull it back. Gotta get up underneath here. That's up again so you guys can see it. As you pull it down, you can see the belt tensions and then tightens back up. Now, if you didn't have this extension behind it, it would definitely have a whole, it has a lot of tension on it, and if you're just using that wrench alone, you have to put a lot of force behind it to move that tensioner pulley back to actually release it from these pulleys. So what this extension actually does, it gives you more leverage, so if you don't have to use it, the force you're using is actually more applied to the pulley itself versus your body weight versus that pulley. So what you do, pull it down. Once you have a good bit of it down, you can actually just take it, and what I've been doing is I'll take it off the AC pulley, and once you get the band off of it, once you get that belt off, you can actually just release it. Once it's off of one pulley, you can release it off, and you can see it actually loosened. So the belt's already off now, and so the pulley is all the way back engaged the way it should. And you can go ahead and take the little extension off of it, take your wrench off. Just remember though, the way this whole thing is set up, because what happens is you need to remember the belt markings on it. So it goes around the crankshaft, around the AC condenser, around the water pump, around the tensioner pulley, and then around the AC, or I mean alternator. So you just basically take that off, run it back around, and then you have your belt back. Now, this is also actually a good way to determine, to figure out, basically, like let's say you're having belt noise and stuff like that. So, like, I took this thing to Chevy, and I actually had them say it was my timing, but it wasn't. It was actually my serpentine belt. Sorry about that, my neighbor's mowing. But yeah, basically they try to tell me that it was my timing belt or my timing belt tensioner or something along those lines, and it wasn't. It was actually this, and I'm thinking it was more or less the alternator, because I actually had the throttle body heater hose dripping into the alternator, so I'm pretty sure that the alternator actually has probably the bearings are probably pretty shot in it. So I'm gonna be replacing this in the future. Now, but if it's not the alternator, then I'm gonna be replacing the water pump. So, but yeah, so remember, it's gonna go around that. So the belt's basically, the layout of the belt's gonna go, it's gonna go around AC, it's gonna jump straight up around the top of the water pump. It's gonna loop around, no, it's gonna go straight across around the alternator, come back around, loop around this tensioner pulley, and then come back around, and then it's gonna stop probably around right here until you're gonna have to pull that tensioner back and then let it go the rest of the way around this pulley. But let's go ahead and look at the belt. So now looking at this belt, I mean, you can tell just by looking at it, you can see it's like cracking, just the way it, just the movements in it and everything like that. Like, this belt is definitely really flimsy compared to the way it was. I mean, this definitely is an old belt for sure. I mean, you can just feel it. It should not be that like that. I mean, this car is a 2012, so if I had to guess, I want to say this is the factory belt, considering there's no maintenance on these belts, or there's no records from them replacing the belt, since I'm the second owner, and I've had it for 2 years and I've never replaced the belt. So I'm gonna say it's probably a safe bet that the belt was not replaced. So, but this is definitely gonna be the replacement belt. And this one, like, you can even see it. Like, I mean, it's just, the belt itself is stiffer. So one of the poly rib Daco belts, I mean, the belt itself is just so much stiffer. But let's go ahead and drop this one in. And it doesn't take long to do this. It really doesn't. The main thing is pretty much just remembering the belt, just remembering how the belt's lined up in there. I mean, it is kind of a tight spot, but overall this actually does, it's pretty normal for like a front wheel drive car with the engine sit sideways like this. Run up past this way. Build up past there. Make sure everything is still lined up, and you even want to fill up here to the water pump, make sure it is actually around and it's not sitting on that lip. So straight up around, straight up across, and then come around, loop around there, and then what is going to happen is it's going to go around that pulley. Did it wrong myself. Okay, so it goes around this and goes around this pulley, and then it goes around both of these. There you go. And then, yeah, so it stops about a quarter of the way, a little over half. And then basically, then what you gotta do, I would just pull it tight, make sure it is sitting on all these right. Sitting on, up there on the alternator, sitting around the tensioner pulley, make sure it's in line with it. And then this is going to be when you're going to have to get it to, let's see if I can get it on here, show you guys. You're going to have to put this, you have to put your wrench back on the tensioner pulley. Put your wrench back on there while holding the belt, and then get your extension bar or pipe or whatever you want to use as an extension for it, Make sure it's on there snug, that way it doesn't slip off, because that sucks when those things slip. But you got the pipe on there to give you a little extra room, and then basically I'm trying to get it so I can hold it and show you guys, but I don't think that's going to be a possible idea. There you go. Control arm for the win on that one. Okay, so you take the pipe, make sure it's solid up here, and then trying to keep tension on it while you're pulling it, that way it doesn't jump off of all the timing on it. As you can see, you pull down, and then you can hold it there and adjust it back on the tensioner pulley itself up here. And then with everything, double check real quick before you let it go. Go ahead and let it go, and you'll see it slowly tension itself back out. You can even feel it. And pull your 1/2-inch wrench off there, and then there you go. You got the new serpentine belt on there. It's all lined back up. All the teeth marks are there. Now you know it's there, you know it's on, you know it's straight. You can even go back up top, check it out, make sure it's across that water pump good, which it is. Right up against the lip of it, smooth as day. Down on the bottom, it's good. And see, getting it from the top would almost be impossible because you have the engine mount right above that pulley, and there's not, I mean, that's probably like 2 fingers worth of room to get down in there between them, and that would just, that wouldn't even do it. That wouldn't even be fun. So now we'll go back underneath here because we know it's good. Go ahead and take your body panel down there, take it, go ahead and pull it back up. Now with this, it's actually kind of funny because